This interesting article I came across recently that I want to share with you. It's about how millions of people stand to lose their SNAP subsidies as a result of Trump's cuts in his big, beautiful bill last July. I don't want to share this article with you just to be sharing bad news for its own sake, though. What I want to do is I want to put this into context because I want to be able to understand how this happened and how it could have been prevented, because we live in a democracy. We don't have kings here. And that in 2024 November was an election which a man got the majority of the votes and he won fair and square. Now, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, about 11% of participants in the SNAP program were cut. In Arizona, the number of SNAP recipients has fallen by almost half, the steepest in the country. And you know what? It's a red state. Yes, it is a red state. The lost benefits affect 457,000 Arizonans and 196,000 children, according to the Department of Economic Security. Now, let's talk about food insecurity now. There were already 291,290 children, 18.4% of the child population, facing food insecurity to begin with. Trump's law reduces SNAP funding by $187 billion, or about 17%, over the next 10 years, in part by expanding work requirements. Yes, U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Adams said this: Trump's 2025 law would prevent illegal immigrants from getting SNAP. All you have to do is a quick Google search to find out that federal SNAP benefits have never been available to undocumented immigrants. It's not preventing immigrants from getting SNAP, it's preventing American citizens that vote from getting SNAP. Trump's law also imposes penalties on states that fail to meet certain performance standards. It shifts more administrative costs onto states that are already broke. Now, the SNAP cuts have driven a record number of people to food pantries in Arizona, according to the Arizona Food Bank Network, a statewide organization that works with local pantries. About 843,000 Arizonans sought support from a food pantry in April. The bottom line is you have more people now relying on charitable organizations as opposed to the government that is going to spend $1.5 trillion more on the military. Yeah, weapons is more important than food. So they have a chart in this article showing how Arizona Food Bank users are outpacing SNAP recipients. They have two side-by-side columns from July of last year when Trump signed the big beautiful bill. The number of people receiving SNAP fell as the number of food bank users rose, until the number of people receiving SNAP is now about half the food assistance that people get from food banks, which have replaced the federal government as the primary source of food for poor people in Arizona. All you're going to be paying taxes on is the military. So you can be safe and hungry in Arizona. So they also have another chart showing how the number of people participating in SNAP has fallen by roughly 50% since Trump signed this big beautiful bill last year. Again, I'll link this in the description, but let's get to the bottom of this. Let's try to find some context. I mean, I know we like to look at one person, one man, and blame him and make him the boogeyman for everything, but it ain't. You got to look at the people. He is a choice. He is a consensus. He's a referendum. The population of Arizona is 7,378,838. The racial composition of Arizona, 52 31.6% of the population is white. 31.4% of that population is Hispanic. 4.4% is black. 4.4% is multiracial, whatever that is. 3.8% Native American, and 3.5% are Asian. There are 15 counties in Arizona. Of those 15 counties, the 5 poorest counties in Arizona: number 1, Apache; number 2, La Paz; number 3, Navajo; number 4, Santa Cruz; and number 5, Mojave. The total number of people who voted were 3,353,102, 78.49%. Trump won 1,770,242 votes. Harris won 1,582,860 votes. Let's look at the counties. Kamala, she won 4 out of 15 counties, which means that Trump won the remaining 11 out of 15 counties. Of those 5 poorest counties, Kamala won 2. She won Apache and Santa Cruz. The racial makeup of those counties: Apache, 71.92% Native American; Santa Cruz, 65.74% Hispanic. Apache is number 1 on that list, the poorest county. Santa Cruz, number 4 on that list, the 4th poorest county, which means that Donald Trump won the remaining 3 out of the 5 poorest counties in Arizona: 2, 3, and 5. 2, La Paz County, white, 59.8%. Navajo, 44.99% white. That's number 3. Mojave, 79.65% white. That's number 5. And what's really interesting is that Kamala only won the 2 out of the 5 poorest counties that didn't have whites as the majority population, while Trump won the remaining 3 of the state's poorest counties in which whites were the majority population. The top 5 poorest counties in Arizona were racially divided. Not only were they racially divided, but there was no class solidarity, considering the fact that Trump said, he admitted he didn't know what a grocery store was. Now, if you don't know what a grocery store is, you got so much money and you've had so much privilege your whole life to where you don't know what a grocery store is. You know he damn sure don't know what a food stamp is. So no wonder he cut SNAP. There you have it. Those SNAP benefits are being cut off in Arizona in particular, in a red state of all places. Having the most SNAP recipients cut off is race. That's it. It's race. If you made it this far in this video, I would appreciate it if you would give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you when I upload my next video. Take care of yourself. Make the right decisions. Don't base those decisions on how you feel. Base those decisions on facts.